Hello. What would a fair equivalent to modern feminism be for women in the reverse? Like, you know, what we've done basically is treated people equally when they're not equal. So if you treat children equally, obviously they aren't. Then they can drive cars, they can make decisions they shouldn't be making, drink alcohol, and suffer the consequences of that and their bad behaviour. Go to prison, stuff like that. So obviously we don't treat children equally. And to extend it, you obviously can see what I mean by the analogy between children and adults and men and women. They're not the same. So why do we pretend to treat them equally? They were completely different. This is why they have different sports. I have to point out the obvious. But the thing is, even though we're forcing equality of outcome on the sexes by, or even, disbalancing it by favouring women in most of these easy jobs, when we're doing that, what we're doing, we're basically stripping men of any of their social power that attracts women to them. So we're basically castrating them. It's like metaphorical castration. And if you were to do the same thing to women, what would you do? You would scar their faces, ban them from wearing makeup, force them to wear really bad clothes and become fat, and make them have poor personal hygiene and terrible attitudes. So make them be feminist while not having access to all of these, equality, diversity, equity, inclusion policies. That would be the equivalent to what we've done to average men in this society today. Basically, by favouring women in the workforce, that's like not allowing them to wear makeup, like men. Women not allowing to wear makeup. That's the equivalent. And by putting them into jobs like the police that they shouldn't be doing, the fire station, flying planes, like the crashing them, again you're putting men down the hierarchy there, and you're lowering the system. So that's like making a woman fat. Yeah. And then what else are you doing? Like, you take away, patriarchal authority and stuff like that, and you allow women to own property and stuff like that. Again, that's like what's missing. So you've made the woman fat. You've banned her from wearing makeup. So now you've forced them to be feminists whenever you allow women to own property. Like, women owning property, why should they? They're not the protectors of society. They don't have the force. They don't have the authority. So why do they own property? Like, you're literally taking away male leverage. That's what men use as leverage over women, and women use their over men as leverage. So that makes them better suited players in the game of life by letting them both use their strengths against each other, rather than disarming one sex and overarming the other. But that's what we've done, and this is why you're getting all this disrespect and lack of marriage and lack of children. We've like completely destroyed the collective biology of women and turned them into horizontal collaborators who are bringing down the West. That's what they're doing. So we just need to, this is the biggest problem. Like, you can have nationalism and all this stuff all you want, but until you fix these problems, you're still going to have low birth rates and things. If you fix the women situation, because that's the key problem, then all the rest will follow. This is why the globalists use the collective women, their spirit, or whatever you want to call it, their biology, their collective mania, as a weapon. They collectivize their empathy and direct it towards destructive things. They collectivize their attraction and direct it towards, dysgenic behavior. And they collectivize their behavior and make it so that they're unappealing and no one wants to talk to them and people lose respect for them. Like, they're literally puppets. That's what they are. They don't have the ability to think. So, yeah, the problem is we need men to stand up and basically grow a set and start telling them, how it is, and restore old systems between the sexes. That's how you fix it. And no other way.